On to Chelsea. Chelsea, look, ended the season, in my opinion, impeccably well. Not perfect, but that's because things need to be improved, like the defense, etc. But you ended the season very well, ended up in 6th place, confirmed European football, lots of players in the system under Poch really clicking into gear at the right time. But still a lot of rumors about the manager maybe leaving. There's talk in the newspapers now for 2 or 3 days that you've made contact, same as Man United have, with the likes of Kieran McKenna in his team. Not saying you're going to go after him specifically, but it appears that Chelsea are doing some due diligence on managers in case you sack him. It's a big summer ahead for Chelsea because you've ended the season well. I can clearly see it, not just from you two, but from Chelsea fans. Expectations and excitement is starting to rise again. What do you need to do, Don, in the summer to get sort of Chelsea back to a genuine competitive level?
Bro, there's a lot that needs to be done. First of all, we need to sort out what's happening with Poch. For me, I'm glad that there's going to be a massive review because I don't think, finishing off the season like this is enough. At the end of the day, the season didn't start last month. Do you know what I mean? It started in August and was mid-table all up until what? February? Ches, when did we come out of mid-table? I don't remember.
I think it was like February, March time.
Like February, March was mid-table, basically there, lingering about. I'm here week after week fighting for my life because you lot saying it's the players. Kate saying I overrate my team and they're crap.
Yeah,
we get rid of them and whatnot. Nothing's going to change. But then all of a sudden now, when he's done a little tactical tweak that we've been begging for, people like me and Ches, we've decided to win 5 games in a row. So that's number one. We need to sort out the manager quickly as well, because like you've said, Terry, in the window, we need to make sure that we're they're making the right type of signings. We need to bring in a striker for sure. There's so many games this year, even with the lack of fluid football, where we've been missing some crazy chances. So that needs to be a number one priority. Centre back as well. We need to make sure we sort out a centre back. Fofana, I love Fofana, but he can never stay fit. Chalaba's most likely going to get sold, which is annoying because for me, he's actually improved a lot. And I would sell Disasi before I'd sell Chalaba, in all honesty. He's really, really stepped up, man. Even when he's playing at right back, he hasn't looked out of place as well. And we definitely need to bring in a left back because Chilwell, I don't know what's happening there. We haven't really seen this guy in the past few weeks, and I'm happy about that because he needs to go. He's on 200k a week, can barely stay fit. We're going to be seeing him at the Euros. You don't have to suffer the way me and Ches suffer week after week watching this guy. So that's another position that we need to sort out. And potentially in attack, bro, we need to probably bring in a winger if we get rid of Sterling. Mudryk, for me, I think he's got that potential, but I'd rather he learns from someone else. Nkunku would be the person I'd play on the left, but again, he can't maintain his fitness. So there's a few signings that we need to make, but at the same time, the medical team, I need to see a 300-page report, 500-page report of what's gone wrong and why everyone keeps getting injured. And at the same time, if Poch stays, I need to make sure that he adapts his training methods to certain players that can't handle this Garcon and bleep test every other week. You know what I'm saying? If Nkunku's got to do something a little bit different to make sure he stays fit, so be it. If Lavia's got to come back and be on a less intense program, so be it, because we can't be going into the season again and having 56 different injuries, Terry, because we'll never progress. We'll never progress. You know what I'm trying to say? So again, medical team needs to sort out everything. Poch needs to sort out his training methods if he stays, and we need to bring in some signings. We need to bring in some seasoned pros that are ready now. I like the signings of Kendrick Pires and Esteval. If we're going to go down the young route, go bring me polished young players that are ready at that level, at that age where I'm looking at them thinking, there's not a lot of work that needs to be done there. They just need to get older. They need to grow into their body, right? But again, it's exciting times, man, because like I said, I don't think we've got a bad squad. I think there's some quality in this team. It just needs a shape up. That's literally how I look at it, bro. We've got a fade right now, but the shape up needs to, needs to be done. That's how I kind of look at it.
Cheers. I know you echo this excitement going into next season. How do you think Chelsea will progress next year in terms of league position? Challenge, it'll be sort of 3 seasons into the sort of Clear Lake project. And I know you two sort of overall trust what Clear Lake and Todd are doing. How far do you think they'll take you next season? Where will Chelsea be, in your opinion?
It depends on a lot of factors, right? So this season, we've had a lot of injuries, 60 across the whole season, on average about 14 per game week, which is crazy to think about. We've also had poor chances missed from Jackson and Cohen, Sterling and Mudryk inconsistencies. We've had a lot of Poch mistakes. So by proxy, if you improve on these things that we've seen in the last 6 months, going into the summer, the team has more continuity. You have pre-season, you have the start of the season. everyone's together. There's no leaks. There's no bad vibes in the dressing room per se. Let's say Poch stays, then it will depend on the key signings and injuries. If we get the key signings that Don's saying, the centre back who's experienced to come in, maybe a winger to come in as well, left back. We just need about 4 signings to solidify the squad. Then I believe we can get top 4 comfortably. But that's only if the correct signings are made that have an element of experience. Because I'm not too fussed on age. It's about the experience. There's young players who play a lot of games. And then there's older players who played less games who aren't that good. So it's not about just the age. It's about the experience in the big moments. So
Don and Ches, sorry, can I just ask, what system do you guys want to see next year? Because you sort of went to like the 3-2 build, with the box midfield where Cucurella went into midfield, and that seems to do some good for a bit of time. And then teams seem to figure it out relatively quickly. And then you went back to a normal 4. What do you see as like the future of Chelsea in terms of like how you set up? Because obviously like the more elite sides in the league, you think of City, Arsenal, Liverpool, we all use a box. So are you guys, is the aim to do a similar thing long term? Do you reckon? Or
it's so tough. It's so tough. No, it's that answer to that question is really difficult because you've got Lavia, you've got Leslie, you've got Enzo, you've got Cuckoo, you've got all these players who are basically nobbins who could play different roles in different systems. But how do you fit them all in? And with the money spent as well, how does it all work together? I mean, and the thing is, because of injuries, we haven't actually seen them play together. So I'll be able to tell you right now if I saw in Cuckoo, Enzo and Caicedo play, it doesn't work. Nobbins can't use that. If I saw Lavia, Enzo and Palmer in the 10, I know that doesn't work, whatever. So I actually can't tell you. I don't know.
It's the best way to put it, like I said, like Ches said, with the size of the squad, we've got different options that we can play. Like if you want to play Lavia, you can play a 4-3-3 where Lavia is the 6, and you've got Caicedo and Enzo playing as 2 8s, right? Where if you play that formation, you might not need Cucurella inverting because Lavia for me can handle that position on his own. The way he's press resistant on the ball, I think he's probably our most press resistant player. But then if you want to play a 4-2-3-1 and you play an Enzo and Caicedo pivot, for example, then I would say you need that box that you're talking about with Cucurella, and then you play the 2 that are pressing a bit further up as well. So again, it's a bit different, you know what I mean? But I'm fine with that because at the end of the day, I want our team to be unpredictable. You know what I mean? One week we might play a 4-2-3-1, and then we'll play Man City the following week. Do you know what? We're going to go play a 4-3-3 for this game. Do you know what I mean? So it's good. It's good that there's going to be options to be a little bit flexible, man.
Well, you know what it is as well, and to Terry as well. The thing is, I don't have 100% trust in Poch. I know Terry might allude to that next question, your next manager. You know what the problem is we've been telling you all year and get slated every single week. We're on streams every week. Your players ain't that good. The same players that aren't that good managed to have, I think we're 4th in the league in 2024. So even before the injuries came in, we're getting results. So last few weeks, we've had injuries come back. Even before that, we're getting results. So that proved to me, and in the end, by the way, 5 points behind Aston Villa, by the way. 5 points.
3 behind Spurs, and like 14 behind us.
A new team. KJ, this is a brand new team. There isn't any experienced players in there. This is a brand new team. Even last year's team is completely different than this year's team. Our problem, Ches, has been against. Our problem has been against the smaller teams where we should be winning these games, but we draw or we lose. You know, Burnley and Sheffield, bro, perfect example. You know, it could have been 6 points further up. We could have finished top 4 right now, as bad as we've been if we won both those. You know what I'm saying?
Question, gents. I get that. You two trust Clearlake and Todd Bowley in your ownership, right? You've sort of said that in group chats, and I want to make sure that I'm not misrepresenting you.
No. I haven't said I trust them. I can see their way of thinking, and like I said, there's an easy way to rectify the mistakes that they've made. My take on Clearlake is that I can see how ambitious they are. I don't like how they've how they've implemented certain things. I don't like, but what I'm saying is I can see the ambition. But this is what they need to do to rectify their mistakes. They've done a lot of talking, Terry. There's a lot to prove to me and Ches. I'm not going to sit here blindly and say Clearlake are going to do this and Clearlake are going to do that. Nah, bro. They've made some good signings, but then they've also done some bad things.
And that's
there's a lot to prove to me. There's a lot to prove to me still.
And I get there's a lot to prove. So, I mean, so how do I get what they've got to do? They've got to buy a certain type of player. In both of your opinions, you seem like you want the manager replaced. If you deliver those things, how well will Chelsea do next season, in your opinion?
Bro, I said it earlier on Saeed's channel. I think if we make the right signings and somehow there's a medical miracle or something, I reckon we can be up there. I'm not saying we're going to win the league. I reckon we can definitely put up a challenge, bro. Because, like I said, we've been missing some key players, bro. Nkuku, Lavia,
And
Reece
challenge for
James.
what, Don? Because
These are all top players, bro. These are all top players, bro.
Don, you're saying challenge for top 4 or challenge for the league?
No, I think if we can keep these guys fit and we bring in the right additions, I think we can challenge next year, 100%. I'm not saying we'll win the league. I'm not saying we'll win the league. I think we can challenge, bro. If we make the right signings and keep people fit.
So okay, fair enough. Okay.
Hey, Don,
But here's what I would ask though. Here's what I'd ask. So you think you can challenge with the right signings and manager, right? But your club has already shown that they've not been able to stick to the plan or kind of vision that they set out to do in 2 years. You've had 4 managers basically witin 2 years. Yeah, wait. If you set Poch, that will be a 5th manager.
Mm-hmm.
How can you see you guys challenging if you guys haven't shown any kind of consistency on the pitch and also on the board level as well in terms of them sticking to a plan?
It's similar to what Todd Bowley said the other week about how they visualize the team, KJ. Because like in preseason, listen, was coming on here, including you guys, rivals Terry, KJ. You know, all saying Chelsea look good and Chelsea looks scary this season. You know what I mean? And that was in preseason, and that's how me and Ches were looking at this team, because this team's got quality in there. We didn't expect to see 56 injuries all year, bro. Like if we get that many injuries again, it will be another struggle to go and get top 4. I think we can still get top 4, but you're not going to challenge if you get that many injuries. But I'm talking about, look at the caliber of players I'm talking about, bro. Lavia, yeah. Enzo Fernandez injured towards the end of the season. You've got Reece James. These are all game-changing players, bro, in my opinion. So add a little bit more to that, and if we can maintain the fitness in the squad, I do think we can challenge. People will laugh, but if you look at Arsenal, for example, right? If you look at
in terms of the fitness, sorry, let me ask you a question about the fitness, because I mean this again. This is meant as a genuine question, no agendas attached. I shouldn't have to say that in 2024, but the internet is a weird place.
Facts.
It's like when people say who's going to be top goal scorer, people go, if Haaland stays fit, I'll think it will be him. I don't think we need to say if players stay fit. If you think your players
for Chelsea, bro. We do.
No, but you do. But if you don't think those players are going to stay fit, what's your prediction based on what you actually think is going to happen?
I think next season with the right signings, we'll get top 4. I think that. But what I'm saying is, to go a step further, we need to keep everyone fit. Because like I've said, if Arsenal had to depend on Reece Nelson's, Cedric's for weeks, these lot are not going to challenge, bro. And it's the same thing as us. We're not going to challenge if we can't keep people fit. But I'm just saying that this squad, the way it is, bro, yeah, there's a lot of quality in this team. Again, like you, Terry, I'm skeptical about people staying fit. So I think realistically, in the real world, I do think it'll be more of a top 4 one. But if we manage to somehow keep people fit, I think we can challenge, bro. I'll be real.
Tom, can I ask you something though? Do you realize how many players you guys have? Like, I know you're saying about all these injuries that you guys have, but you guys have so many players. So it hasn't affected you the same way it affected Man United when they got all their injuries, because you have so many players, because your owners come and just spent the bankroll on everyone and just started buying him.
You know what the issue with this statement is? I don't think you're looking at the facts. Do you want to know what our bench was versus Kate's team the other day?
But what you got?
This is why I said that. Why I said that is that's a lazy take. I wouldn't call you. That's a lazy take. You don't watch Chelsea every week. You don't see our injuries every week. Someone telling you this, we think we're making excuses. We've literally factually had the most injuries in the league and 1 a year.
No, and I get that. But what I'm trying to say is, you're moaning about
excuses. Like,
you guys have moaned about just a few names that I've just heard you moan about is Lavia. That if everyone's fully fit, you'd argue he don't get in the starting 11. Yeah, unless you think he's better than the 2 guys that you've spent over 100 million on.
Depends what formation you want to play.
You're talking about Reece James. He's a quality player, but according to a lot of Chelsea fans I know, Gusto has been one of your best players this season. And a lot of people. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, the injuries is a factor, of course. Yeah, but I feel like you can't blame this season on the injuries.
No, we haven't.
Nah. That's not what I'm saying, bro.
Let me speak now. He's not listening to you properly. So let me say it properly again. What we're saying is, Terry's asked us where do you think we'll be next season. So we're saying many different facets that will help us improve even further than we have this season. So, for example, injuries is a massive sector of our season. The manager is a massive sector of our season. The continuity and quality of players are massive factors. So if you improve on those things in the summer, don't start the season, and we have no fresh injuries, there's no one new who's getting injured. We've got new players. Elise comes in. centre back. Me and Don will have chest to say we're going to get top 4.
Fair
That's just
enough.
who it is.
But
That's
what I'm
just
trying
who
to
it
say,
is.
just before you come in as well, all season
on.
I've told Terry as well, yeah. Even with all the injuries, bro, yeah. I haven't come on here once to say we lost this game because this person was injured. I've still said Poch has had enough. Because even with injuries, bro, this guy was keeping Matson on the bench. Yeah. He was playing Thiago Silva every single week when he didn't need to be played every single week. The guy's nearly 40, for God's sake. Right. So even with the injuries, we could have done more. And I think the max we could have got with the injuries that we've had this season, was top 4. I'm just saying, if we somehow keep these guys fit and we bring in the right signings, we can challenge, in my opinion.